What's going on, everybody? We're going to get ready to get started in just a few moments. And we're going to definitely, as you can see on the screen, we're going to talk the rookies because rookie minicamp has wrapped up. And, of course, now the rookies are, slowly starting to join the veterans as they prepare to continue the off season. And we got some information on, we got, a little insight about Will Levis. We also got to see Peter Skoronski a little bit practice. And then also, there was some talk about Traylon Burks, and what he has been doing in the offseason as well. So we're definitely going to get into all that. So I ask everybody to go ahead and share this show out. We're going to get ready to get started in just a few minutes, in just a few moments. And we're going to get into all of that. And I'm also going to have to rant a little bit about, a little bit of basketball, with the playoffs still going on. Of course, the big story, especially here in Memphis, talking about Ja Morant. And so we'll just go into that just for a little bit. And then we're going to, just go right into it and talk about it a little bit. So go ahead, share this show out, and we're going to get this show started very, very shortly. And we're going to, have a very good time. And we're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. Let's do this. What's going on, Tight Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome into TNT Tonight. I am your host, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. We're going to have a very good episode for you on this evening. Before we do get started, make sure everybody share this show out, whether it's on Facebook at the TNT Enforcers page, whether it's on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer, or on Instagram at Titans_in_truth. And, of course, also, super chats are also appreciated as well. You could definitely give a super chat, or you could also do a cash app. I definitely do appreciate all of that. And we're definitely going to have a good time nevertheless. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the show. Not going to waste any time on that. And that is that also make sure y'all download on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, or Google Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. Go ahead and download that. I will have the episodes uploaded as soon as I get off the air. So that way, if you missed anything, you can go back and listen to it there. And everybody that comes on, make sure you smash that like button. If you're here, go ahead and smash that like button. I want everybody to put in a like. I want to definitely get about 40, 50 likes in here, 40 to 50 likes at least. Definitely get everybody in here. Make sure you share the show out. Let everybody know what's going on and get more people in to the show. So definitely share that out. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead, go on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and also ring the bell and put all under your notifications so that every time I'm going to go live, you will know. And in that way, you you will know. You'll be able to set your timer so you know when it's time to come on in and join the show. So I definitely do appreciate everybody coming in on that. So probably no need that light. Okay, but go ahead and make sure y'all subscribe to the show, and I definitely do thank y'all for tuning in. But again, we are live from the True Studios here, the Man Cave, and we're definitely going to get right into the show, and that is that the rookies reported to Minicamp this past weekend to get some work in, get acclimated to the Titan system. All the rookies showed up. Will Levis was here. Peter Skoronski was here. Tajay Spears, Josh Wiley, Colton Dowell were all in the building. They all got some workouts in. And these are just a few observations that I was able to pull, at least from what I was able to get and pay attention to. Definitely one thing I will say is Will Levis didn't look too bad. Will Levis looked like, there's still some growing pains, obviously, but he didn't look too bad. Had a couple of nice throws that I was able to see, and he was able, he had one where he kind of got out of the, he kind of rushed out of the pocket and threw it up for Jacob Copeland. Again, this was against rookies, so really not a lot to kind of judge on. But there were some very good things that Will Levis did. Of course, there's some things that he had to work on. Mike Vrabel basically said, we're definitely working through the mistakes. We definitely go over the mistakes and find out what you could do better and things like that. So that is some things that they're definitely working on. Herman, what's up with you, man, down there in Texas? My Blue 5 brother, Brandon, what's up with you, sir? AZ Mick, what's going on? Titan Fox is the rant first to last. It's going to be last. We talking Titans first. So we're going to talk all about that and everything. Of course, congrats to the Denver Nuggets winning game 1 last night. I know game 1, Miami and Boston is tonight. DO9, what's up with you? Again, make sure y'all share the show out. Let everybody know to come on in. But Will Levis didn't look too bad. I know I heard Derek Mason on Caroline Willie and D Mace and basically said, there were probably some scenarios where it's possible that that Ryan Tannehill could get traded, but you got to have a dance partner. You got to have somebody that's willing to trade with him. And so, the thing about that is, Derek basically said, hey, if it's a close, tight-knit battle between Tannehill and Will Levis, you might as well go with Will Levis in that situation, but you're not going to pay Ryan Tannehill $27 million to sit on the bench. So you're not really going to be paying $27 million for somebody to sit on the bench or anything like that. Rocky, appreciate the super chat. I'm stoked for the season. I see a lot of y'all are excited about the season. I'm trying to get there. I'm not as excited about the season just yet. Still work needs to be done. But Rocky, I appreciate the super chat very, very much indeed. Super chats are very much appreciated, y'all. That helps me. That helps the channel. That helps me. It's helping the channel because I'm definitely going to be working on getting maybe working on getting some better equipment and things like that, especially, and trying to see about some things coming up for the season. So, definitely a lot that I am going to be trying to work on. So I definitely do appreciate everybody's support on that. But again, Will Levis didn't look too bad. There's still some work that needs to be done when it comes to Will Levis, but not off to a bad start. Another thing that we noticed, Peter Skoronski, that dude's a starter, without a doubt. I mean, it is pretty much foregone he's going to start, whether it be at left guard or left tackle. Now, Mike Vrabel basically said that that they worked Skoronski at both left guard and left tackle. Of course, we're going to definitely see between him and Andre Dillard, probably who looks best at what position. And so I think Jared even said that he thinks that Skoronski is a guard. I wouldn't be too mad if you start him off at guard and then at some point you move him to tackle. I think that's what might happen, is that they start Skoronski at left guard and then they're going to move him to left tackle, and he'll eventually be the franchise left tackle for many, many years to come. I really do think that's what's going to happen, and that is going to be the case. So definitely, I really liked what I saw with Skoronski. There was a rep where he hit the bag. Jalen Duncan, the 6th round draft pick, was holding the bag as Skoronski came out with some violence and put Jalen Duncan flat on his back. And I'm like, I like the violence. I like violence. And so definitely like what Peter Skoronski definitely brings to the table. Tyler says, and Tyler, it's been a while, man. It's good to see you back. So I guess we signed an XFL tight end. I didn't. Alize Mack, I believe from the San Antonio Brahmas, got signed. I'll definitely look up some information on that. And Titan Fox is definitely agreeing. But yeah, they got to get bodies. They got to get bodies to get to 90. So was definitely, I liked what Skoronski brings to the table. Tajay Spears was at camp, and the media asked him about his ACL. The media asked him about his ACL, and all he said basically was, "I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm healthy." That's basically all he kept repeating, which is basically Mike Vrabel or somebody got in his head and basically said, "Hey, don't tell them too much. Just tell them you're healthy. Don't go deep into it, and that's enough." And that's exactly what he did. So, I don't know if we'll ever know the real story, if he has an ACL or not. Right now, don't really see any issues at the moment. But we're definitely going to be finding out some things, because if he goes down, that is going to be foretelling. That's going to be the first thing we look at. And Tyler, I definitely do appreciate you. But another guy I definitely heard some good things about, Colton Dowell. Definitely some nice things that I heard about him. He could be like he could definitely be the Cortland Finnegan for the offense. A guy that was drafted in the 7th round, came out of nowhere and became a starter and could become a productive starter, possibly. We're definitely going to have to see more. We're definitely going to have to find out if, with some of these undrafted rookies or anything like that, what is to come, because this wide receiver room, I am still not impressed with at all. And Rocky, thank you again for another super chat. Says, really think our offense will surprise people. And maybe it will. We're definitely going to find out, definitely on that. So, definitely liked a lot of what Colton Dowell was doing and what he had to say. He sounded like he is extremely excited. He's a local kid from Lebanon, Tennessee. So, instead of, the team having to pick him up, he just could drive 30 minutes to Nashville and, everything. So, he's nowhere from the facility. And so we're definitely going to find out if Colton Dowell can stick. But another guy that I think definitely impressed as well, Josh Weil from Cincinnati. So people say he got a little Austin Hooper in him. And so him and Chick together could be a very nice 1-2 tight end combo. And so I definitely do think there are some good things to like about Josh Weil. And Jared Stillman basically said, one thing about Josh Weil, he's a Vrabel type of guy. Boring when it comes to the media. Boring. I mean, says basically the coach speak, which most guys are going to do that. So I just thought we're definitely going to see about that. Now, yep, I didn't really hear a lot. Jacob Copeland had one nice little catch. I didn't hear much about Caleb Murphy. Didn't really hear a lot on the defensive side of the ball. I think that'll be to come when you have competition, offensive line versus defensive line, or wide receiver versus corner. You're definitely going to see that, and we're definitely going to see more with Will Levis once, he's going up against the ones. He's going up against a real defense like, Big Jeff or Kevin Byard or Sean Murphy Bunting and those guys. And so, that's something that we're definitely going to have to see coming from that. And speaking of, and that's basically a lot of what the rookies had to do. They're now going to be joining the veterans really this week, and then going forward, they'll be with the veterans. The veterans are coming back, and then they'll be going into, I believe it's phase 3, and you can start having some offense versus defense type of things in camp. So that's something that we're definitely going to be seeing in the coming days and weeks. But there was an interesting article I saw. Sean Murphy Bunting basically said that playing for Mike Vrabel is definitely different. It was definitely different, and it's definitely something that, he's actually enjoying. And there was also an article about him and Azeez Al-Shaair, how they bonded basically during a flight. I believe they were on a flight to Nashville from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And Al-Shaair was in first class, and Al-Shaair was in first class. Sean Murphy Bunting was in coach, and so they actually, decided to sit together in coach, and they chopped it up, and basically, they were chopping it up, getting along, and things like that. And I like teammates bonding. Of course, there was a picture at Top Golf where I believe it was Colton Dowell, Peter Skoronski, Josh Weil, and Will Levis, if I'm not mistaken, at Top Golf. And so, you could tell players are starting to bond. They're starting to come together. That's something that is very, very important. You got to bond together as a team so that you're able to come together and be able to play together, and you'll be able to win together. So I definitely do like that. Lou Man, what's up with you, sir, man? Glad to have you in here. But I did like that bonding and everything. Definitely two exciting guys with Azeez Al-Shaair and Sean Murphy Bunting, Sean Murphy Bunting could definitely be starting opposite Christian Fulton. That's definitely something that could definitely happen. And then you have Roger McCreary and Elijah Molden in the slot. So I definitely do like where this defense is, especially. Another thing that definitely came out of reports this week is Treylon Burks, who I think a lot of us are expecting a big year out of going into this upcoming season, because the Titans didn't really pay a lot of attention to the receiver position. Not saying that I don't think they're not going to pick up anybody. I think they're waiting on some guys to get released from other teams, and then they could definitely try to make some moves there. Maybe one DeAndre Hopkins, perhaps, could be a guy that they're waiting to see if there's a release. And we'll see if there's a release, and then if the Titans maybe go after him. Maybe that's why they hadn't traded for him already. But Traylon Burks is going to be expected to carry the load as wide receiver 1 at some point. And one thing about him, it looks like he is coming in way better shape. He definitely stayed in Nashville all off season as he recovered from a concussion and also from the toe. He seems faster. He said he's been running a lot faster, breathing a lot better. And, he was definitely running in Nashville heat to get used to that and things like that. So, Traylon Burks looks like he is in way better shape and looks like he's definitely ready to produce. And so, that was something that he, touched on. He talked about conditioning and things like that in the pressers of this week. And so he definitely said was, my biggest thing was not repeating what I did last year coming into the off season. He said he believed he definitely feels faster and that he can breathe properly and breathe better. He said he feels like I've mastered that and I can keep going. I'm getting better with a lot of the formations and concepts of our new stuff. And he's just having fun and not really having the stress coming in as a rookie trying to prove to this guy or this coach. And so I definitely do like that. I like the fact that he's coming in more confident. He's just coming in to have fun. And when you play loose like that, you're going to be a better football player. You don't have all those worries in your mind. You just go out there and play the game. And that's all that matters, is that you go and play the game. Tyler says, we're planning on coming down for the Falcons game right before Halloween. Are you going to make the game? Probably going to Indy. Definitely looking like I'm going to make that game. Definitely working on making sure I have all my stuff in order. Definitely want to do some things in Nashville, whether it's during the game or after the game. Definitely want to do some things with Titan Faithful. So there might be some things where I can set up maybe a post-game show or something like that. Definitely looking at some ideas on things like that. I know I may not be able to get up there early enough to do pre-game sometimes, but, that's some things that I may work out. I may be able from time to time do a pre-game or something like that, maybe on my phone or something like that. So that's definitely something that I will definitely work on. So definitely stay tuned for that. Definitely stay in the know as we do that. So that's some things that we're definitely going to be working on in due time. Brandon says it's going to be an interesting season. That much is true. Ty Fox says Burke's press conference was solid. We'll have to wait until live game action to find out how serious he is. But he sure inspires confidence. I agree. It's going to matter when the game is played. So that's going to be very important. Calvin Jeffrey Brown says, I'm going to the Titans-Chargers game. Can't wait. That's going to be the home opener. Jeffrey says, what's the London game looking like for you? I'm probably going to have to sit the London game out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford that entire trip because that's 8 hours over the pond. I'm already got a fear of flying. So I don't know. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to make the London trip. I mean, I would like to. That would be a experience of a lifetime. And plus, I would have some relatives in London that I could visit. Maybe if somebody's willing to go with, because again, I will be honest with you, I have a very, very serious fear of flying. I mean, I do fly, don't get me wrong, but if I'm flying like 2-3 hours somewhere nonstop, that's fine. But flying over water, not it for 8 hours, probably not going to be fun for me. I will probably be a nervous wreck the whole time, probably sweating balls and things like that. Somebody got to find a way to knock me out and put me to sleep, because if I don't, I'm not going to be any good. So, I mean, that I might work on that. Maybe if a bunch of y'all are willing to help me continue to fight my fear of flying, especially over water across the pond, perhaps I will give my aunt a call and let her know I'll be coming to jolly old England. Maybe. But I gotta, I may have to check with the right hand lady. Maybe she'll want to join me, or, make sure everything is good. I gotta make sure the coins are right for me to make that trip. But back on Traylon Burks, I like where his mind is, and I like how he's approaching this off season, and I think that is going to do wonders for him. He also said that Tim Kelly has been a guy that's definitely been mentoring him and definitely helping him, and so that is definitely something good to know. And everything. So I definitely like where this off-season program is going, but we're definitely going to be seeing in due time where all of this leads, as far as does it lead to success and everything. So that's what we're going to definitely find out. Also, the preseason dates have been set for the preseason. We play at Chicago at noon on Saturday, August 12th. So I would definitely be watching that. We play at Minnesota on Saturday, August 19th at 7 p.m. So, of course, that is going to be around my birthday weekend. And, of course, for some of you, especially if you're here in Memphis, or if you're in the Nashville area and you wanna come down and party with your guy Truth for his birthday, definitely come on down. Let me know ahead of time. I can get you on the list and everything. But definitely try to do like that. Might be working to see about a projector and maybe have that game actually going on. And so I see some of y'all are saying y'all might be down to roll with me. Brandon says, you better take some shots and go to sleep. Don't have any money yet, but I'll go. Let's go, old Oh, that's my dude right there. So some of y'all are convincing me. Maybe I might get up with the Two-Tone Blue Nation. I might go in and take that time off. It is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and it probably would be nice to go see my auntie and my uncle. They actually live in Crawley, right outside of London, so I would definitely try maybe to make a weekend out of it, at least go spend the day with them, and definitely see if I can try some jolly old food from London. Good chaps. But definitely like where things are going when it comes to that. But TNT tonight going on. Don't have a extremely long show going on. Definitely like where things are going. I think, a lot of talk has been talking about, unloading the contracts of Ryan Tannehill, Kevin Byard, or Derrick Henry. And I really feel like of the three, I would say Derrick Henry would need to be last. I definitely would say that Ryan Tannehill is probably the most likely maybe to get traded or cut. You save $27 million, especially if Levis is looking really good, or even if Malik Willis steps up. And in that way, you see what you got in the young bucks and see what's going on. So Brandon tripping me out, y'all. That's my frat brother. That is my frat brother right there. Just making me crack up for real. But we're definitely got to see in the coming times. We know June 1st is definitely coming up within the next few weeks. So that's going to be a big date as far as, some cuts are going to be made. A lot more money because, with Tannehill, you save you could save almost $27 million off the cap, and you only incur a dead cap of $9 million. So that would be definitely something right there. With Kevin Byard, which I don't think Kevin Byard's going to get cut. I think he's still one of the best safeties in the league. And I don't really see where I don't see where the Titans are going to let him go like that, and at least not um, without some type of compensation, because Kevin Byard's worth it. Derrick Henry, much as I love Derrick Henry, there's probably not a lot out in the market for running backs. So if you cut Ryan Tannehill, you only incur $9.6 million in dead cap, and then I think you incur $9.4 million next year, but you save $27 million. Now Kevin Byard, you could save $14 million off the cap and incur a dead cap of $5.5 million on that. But then the question is, who the heck are you going to get to play safety? Derrick Henry, you could save $11 million, dead cap of $5.37 million if you do that. Now, again, I am not advocating for any of these guys to get cut or released or traded, but just saying these things are going to be discussed all offseason, without a doubt. This preseason is going to be big for backups. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Caleb Farley, I think this is his last shot. He's going to have to prove he can stay healthy. He's had 2 injury-riddled seasons. And, I mean, if he can at least prove he's healthy and can be somewhat capable of playing corner, I think he could definitely do some good. But we're going to, definitely wrap up this show. Didn't really have a lot to discuss. Was just updating on the rookies and stuff. Normally, I don't have a dunce of the day until the season. However, in sports, there is a guy right now that's looking like a dunce. And I know Titan Fox is probably going to leave me on this one, but hear me out. Also, as a lot of you know, I'm not just a Tennessee Titans fan. I am also a Memphis Grizzlies fan as well. I support the team. I see my boy Mr. Titan is in here, and I saw Mr. Titan's video. He tried that coffee with mayo. Mr. Titan, I hope his stomach is all right. And I remember he was also in the Memphis area. Hate I didn't get a chance to get up with him. I know he was down here for some mixed some MMA fights. Shout out to Mr. Titan. So Calvin says, I think the guy for the Bucks, Sean Murphy Bunting, gonna be big. I think he could be pretty good, definitely. But again, I think all of you have heard the news, if you're sports fans, about Ja Morant. And you've heard about Ja Morant, the picture of the gun, with the gun and stuff. I saw it. I was at my job. Some of you know I work for Fox 13, and broke the news, of course, about the gun picture and things like that. And it just really disgusted me seeing that. And I did not like that because it sends a very bad message. Now, here are my thoughts on this. First off, let me be perfectly clear. In the state of Tennessee, as most of you know, it is legal to carry a firearm. You can carry a firearm. You was in the car. You can carry a firearm. You don't even need a permit in the state of Tennessee if you're over the age of 21. Now, of course, we've been hearing a lot about mass shootings and shootings all over the place, especially here in Memphis, and, and things like that. But technically, what Ja did was not illegal. I will say that. It was not illegal. He's not facing criminal charges or anything like that. He's well within his rights to carry in the state of Tennessee. Definitely true. With that being said, though, a regular person, you or I, have a picture with a gun or something like that, like if we're at a gun range or something like that, or, you being funny saying, hey, if you try to come for me, and my peeps, I got that heat. or you basically saying, look, I got my protection, I'm packing, nobody's really probably going to say anything. Now, for me working in the media, if I post something like that, I'm not like at a gun range or, somewhere safe, doing something like that, then it's going to be frowned upon because, in the media, you got to watch what you post. You got to watch what you say because, things can be taken in the wrong direction, can be taken out of context. And there was a meteorologist that happened to him. He posted something about a particular basketball player, and that cost him his job. So you got to be careful. With Ja, you got to remember, Ja is an NBA player. He doesn't just represent the Memphis Grizzlies. He represents the NBA. And the NBA is looking at this, and it's like, this is bad character. This is frowned upon. So, seeing something like this, and Adam Silver spoke on this last night, and it looked like he felt hurt that this was happening. And because this exact same situation happened just 2 months ago in Denver. And he met with the commissioner, felt like maybe he learned his lesson, that, he realized he made a mistake, he did wrong, he's going to try to change and do some things better. Looked like he hasn't learned his lesson yet. I mean, that whole ordeal basically kicked him off of the All-NBA team and cost him $40 million. Now, because of this video, Nike has paused their relationship, and they're probably finna pull the plug. They're probably finna pull that deal, and John's gonna be out of that generational money that he's gonna continue to get from Nike. Powerade, they might pull the plug too. So, it was shot on his friend's Instagram, Devontae Pack, one of his best friends, and, there's an old saying, and I heard this in Lottery Ticket with Bow Wow. Money doesn't change you. It changes the people around you. And a lot of times when players are getting in trouble for stuff like this, it's normally not always the player, it's the company you keep. But even though, his best friend, a real friend would not put their friend in this situation. I have I have a best friend who was locked down for a crime he did not commit, spent over 2 years in prison. One of my best friends, somebody I would take a bullet for. And I know he would do everything in his power to make sure that I was never in that position. Because the fact of the matter is, he would not want me to make that mistake. Sometimes a real friend will protect you from yourself. And I don't think Devontae Pack is doing a real good service as a friend to Ja. He's hurting him more than anything. Now, again, Ja has to bear a lot of the responsibility too, because he's the one in the video. He has to know better as well. But then also I wonder, where is T. Morant, his dad, in all of this? I'm like, T, if you're listening to this, stop acting like a cheerleader. Stop acting like his best friend. Stop acting like a buddy, a pal, and start acting like a pops. Start acting like dad. Get in his ear, get in his tail. My mom would get in my tail, and I'm almost 40 years old. If she see I'm screwing up at something, she would get on my ass and wouldn't be ashamed to do it. She don't care that I'm 40 years old. That's my mama. My mom would put her foot square up my ass and wouldn't mind. And wouldn't care if it hurt me. But if it's to help me, she would do it. So his mom and dad need to get on him I understand he a grown man, can make his own decisions. But the people around you should be there to help you, to grow you, instead of leeching onto your coattail because of what you got. And that's just what I feel is happening. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit if I'm incorrect about his circle. Right now, his circle ain't doing him any favors. And he's about to lose a whole lot of money. He's about to lose millions and millions of dollars. And Stephen A. basically said it, and said it eloquently. You know, there's gangsters out there that make decisions and don't care about decisions that they made. They know they made their decisions. But one thing that a gangster don't respect is somebody trying to play gangster that ain't made for the street but trying to act like it. I was born in the hood. I was born in the hood, but people will probably know that I don't think I'm really made for the streets like that. I have my street tendencies, but I ain't cut from that cloth like that. I'm not cutthroat like that. So Ja has to be careful. He's on the cusp of losing millions of dollars, millions of endorsements. He could possibly lose his career. And if he keeps going like this, he may end up losing his life at some point if he messes with the wrong somebody. They're already looking at setting an example. He got suspended for 8 games because the Grizzlies got in front of it. The Grizzlies ain't going to be able to save him. I would be shocked if the suspension is under 20 to 25 games. I'm thinking at least 25. Stephen A. basically had on authority from somebody who has direct connection to Adam Silver that it could be a minimum of half the season. So it could be anywhere from 20 to 40 games that Ja could miss. Because not only is Ja hurting himself, he's hurting his brand, he's hurting the league, but he's got to realize the people he's hurting the most is his own team. Now, his team might do okay without him. But we all know when everybody goes to FedEx Forum, Ja Morant is the big attraction. And if Ja Morant is not there, that attraction loses some of its luster, loses some of the, loses some of that flair, some of that flamboyance. You lose some of that. So, Ja needs to get his head out of his ass. Get his act together. He needs to change his circle because Ja has to understand he's hurting himself. He's hurting his family. He's hurting his teammates. He's hurting the Grizzlies. He's hurting the league. And he is only hurting himself more than anything. P. Sharp, my guy, from Let's Be Real, from the LBR podcast, he talks about the Grizzlies a lot. He covers the Grizzlies. Lou Man says, you the big attraction. I appreciate that. Vibe Runners, what's up with you? He's also hurting his family's family. Yeah, he is. So, Ja better get it together. Change your circle. You might need to, back away from some people. Put Devontae Pack at a distance. If T. Moran ain't gonna help him, put him at a distance. He don't need to be side. He don't need to be, sitting courtside for every game. Sitting there chopping it up with Yo Gotti and Usher all the time, trying to make himself look good. Be a father. Step up, T. Morant. Ja, get your head out of your ass and be the all-star player we know you are. And here's my thing before I wrap this up. Know this. I love Ja. I want Ja to be successful. I want Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies to succeed. But he's got to get it right up here. I make a mistake like that, and my job gets word of that, I get fired. I lose my job. I lose a job, I lose my way to provide for my family. I lose a way to provide for myself and my lady, my wife. That's one income that's gone if I make that mistake. And I am so happy I have a good circle of people who care about me, who understand if I make a mistake, they're going to call me out on it. Or they're going to help me and say, yo, Truth, or hey, Chris, you might not want to do that. Be like, nah, man, I would think about that before you do it. Things like that. So that's all I really got to say about that. I just hope Ja gets the help he needs. I hope that he figures this out and get his act together because we need him. Again, y'all, before we do wrap up the show, again, the Titans fan cruise is going down on February the 29th through March the 4th. I'm trying to see if I'm going to be able to attend. I got to see if I can get the time off for that. But definitely hit up TitansFansCruise.com and definitely check that out. If you have any questions, you can reach out. You can reach out to either Cynthia Bowen. The information is on this flyer, Cynthia Bowen, or you can hit up the big dog, Del Burnett, on Facebook. He could definitely get you in the right direction if you want some more information about that cruise. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for this show. Thank y'all for tuning in to TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. And y'all have yourselves a very good rest of your night, a very good rest of your Wednesday. And tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.